sitting here mulling over whenever I pledged, went online for Omega Psi Phi 80 Square chapter, baby, Louisiana Tech, fall of '03. I remember going to like this meeting, induction meeting or whatever, and on my paperwork I noted that my mother had recently passed September 2nd, 2002. The year before that, and I got this flack from Van, one of the chapter members who was part of the induction process. He started fucking with me about, the death of my mama, something, we ain't gonna be your mama and all this other stuff. So I kind of overlooked all that, all his actions, and I got accepted. So after I got accepted, I was the tallest, so they made me tail. And later on in the process, they made me captain. And there was 3 of us, all from Shreveport area. One of the cats, Chuck, he had went to the same high school that I went to. And actually I graduated with his sister, a Lovelace. So kind of had a bond with him. And then the other guy, AB, like I said, he was from Shreveport. He was a wide receiver on the football team. So, like I said, I kind of took a special interest in him, and I understood what the process was meant to do, which was to build a bond, between your LBs, your line brothers. And whenever I first went to Louisiana Tech in 1990, that was before they got pushed underground. And I'm a big fan of school days. And my classmate from high school, Eddie Cooper, was online, and just watching them do their little things and stuff like that. Like I said, from school days, it amped me up. And one of the things was, it was based off our enthusiasm. Why have 100 lukewarm enthusiasts when you can have 10, So I considered it part of contributing to get 80 Square back, out of probation, because they had membership issues, and chapter was about to die out. And actually, one of my track buddies had pledged, Mark Cobb, and he was giving me some insight on the process and so forth, and he told me about Van. He told me Van pitched on the lamps one year, and all the people online left, So that contributed to the low membership, right? So, like I said, they made me captain. And as the tail, I'm supposed to step in, and I automatically get double, because I'm the tail. I gotta be the strongest out of the whole line, in a sense, So I'd always assured him, because Chuck had emotional issues, man. He was a legacy. His father had pledged, but at points, he would man, I don't know if I can make it, bro. I don't know if I can do this, because he'd break out crying and all kind of stuff from the little stuff that we was having to endure. And like I said, I looked at it from a mature perspective. I was maybe I know I was a few years older than those cats, and I was older than some of the the chapter members, because I graduated in '89. So whenever there's some things that they had us do, which was to promote respect, right? But I really associated it with slavery. A lot of the slave stuff that they did and how they treated us, a lot of that shit just wasn't cool. But like I said, it's to test your enthusiasm, right? So, like I said, whenever we started doing different things in our, whenever we got behind closed doors, there was things that I would see, like, whenever we started stomping, they was teaching us stomps, they was teaching us chants, I turned heads, my big brothers, they started like, oh, this motherfucker got a little voice. Oh, he can dance a little bit, So recognizing that, I wanted my LBs to kind of share in the glory. I wanted to be one of the livest lines that 80 Square ever had. So I think I was program director of the local college radio station, KLPI 89.1, baby, DJ Deal. So being in music and everything, I figured, all right, let me make a recording of the things that we needed to learn so that whenever we had to do it, we'd be sharp, baby. We turn heads. We'd be a standout, So one night I got them and, locked up in the radio station and was making recordings for the different things that we had to learn, because we was like a week out from crossing. And what had happened is I had kind of stepped in one night for my LBs, not fully understanding what I was stepping into, and taking everything for them, So my big brother, Jerome, he was just telling me, just like, man, all right, check this out. If we break the board, you automatically cross, That's an automatic. So instead of subjecting you to all this punishment, if I break the board on you, everything is good, So I was like, all right, go for it. This ain't my first rodeo. I done been through this before. So we broke the board. I broke the board, baby. Tail, baby. So captain too. So So like I said, we was in the radio station making a recording, and I wanted to kind of crash out there. I had spent many nights before at the radio station, and they kind of bailed out on me, So the next morning, it was a Saturday morning. It was an offline situation. So Van and a few other brothers had came down. And I think that was probably what I was really preparing for. Because like I said, I wanted to impress them, man. I wanted to make them proud of us, So they go off, my two LBs, AB and Chuck, Charles Lovelace, they go off and they meet Van and the other big brothers without me. So that causes a problem right then and there, like where your LB, where the tail at, where the captain at, So they kind of, I don't know what happened, what they said, what was said, all I know is they called me and I told them I was still at the radio station, come scoop me up. So they come scoop me up. So prior to all of this, my, like I said, big brother Mark had given me a new creed to learn, which was live your creed, And the way the process goes is they got to touch you to teach you, So there's a certain phase you got to go through before they teach you the next kind of creed or next phase of your process, So we go there and we at Jesse Esther's house, and he wasn't there. So whenever I arrived, Van Van kind of just like started giving me a hard time, you know. So I I started telling him, you know, certain things, you know. I started asking him questions. All right, you know, we're told to bridge build. What are you doing to make it easier on people that's doing the same thing that you done did? You know, has it gone to your head? You know, are you living your creed? Whenever I checked him like that, he got livid, bro. So he started pushing me. And the way the process goes, you know, we lock up. We don't let nobody break our line. We ain't supposed to. But he tell my LBs to nah, you know, this between me and him. So they let go. Just, you know, kind of turn on me. So like I said, we at the beginning of his driveway, and I'm trying to be respectful of Jesse's property, and I'm telling him, say, bro, just chill. You know, you ain't got to put your hands on me. Don't you understand? Putting your hands on me, pushing me, is breaking the law. You know, and I'm about to do you something, bro. You know, for real. You keep violating me. You keep disrespecting me. You know, I'm a man before I'm a pledge or a lamp or whatever, you know. So, you know, I'm warning you beforehand. And at that time, you know, I've been practicing to enter into a tough man competition. So there's three different sports I figured I could have went pro in, you know. Track, football. Well, actually, no, maybe four. You know, track, football, basketball, and boxing. You know, to be honest, in the hands, I'm undefeated. You know, I ain't got whipped unless I just don't fight. You know, so like I said, I got to this situation. He pushed me, and once we got on the street, I told him, "Say, bro, I'm about to knock your punk ass out. You know, put your hands up." So I threw a warning shot. You know, just like get up off me, bro. You know. So at that point, I think the other big brothers they come running out. You know, I thought they was all gonna team up on me, bro, for real. You know, so I was kind of getting ready, but they grabbed Van, you know, and started holding him back. And then, you know, he was like, "No, let me go." So he came up at me, and I'm like, "Okay, you really want this, right?" So you know, I threw a feint where he thought, you know, I was just throwing one punch. Then I doubled up and popped him in his eye. That point, he ain't want no more, bro. You know, he jumped back. I could see his eyes started swelling up and shit. So I just went off. I'm cocky when I get pissed off, you know. And I found out the process is, you know, they have picnics every year, and the brothers they wrestle each other, you know, and make sure that you know you're living up to standards. You living your creed, you handling yours or whatever. So I told him every picnic, I'm gonna make you take my shit off. I'm gonna make you earn that shit, you know, cause you ain't living up to the standards. You're a punk ass Q, you know, living off of glory that you ain't really a man, you know. So like I said, he jumped on the phone, started calling other chapter members, telling them that I swung on him. It's like, bitch, I ain't swung on you. I popped you in your fucking left eye. Shit, you talking about I swung on you. Bitch, tell the truth. So he told my LBs, get me out of there, get him out of there, you know. So they get me in the car and we ride back. You know, we talk about the situation, but basically they turn on me. You know, we get back in the close quarters or whatever, and they tell me that, you know, I'm not gonna cross. So at that point, we had pledged with, we was going through the same process with Gramblin's chapter. So Grambling bigwigs, they kind of heard what was going on, and actually they told me they was like, "Hey man, show up to the crossing over, and you know, if they don't honor that you broke the board, you can cross with us, bro. You know." So like I said, just honoring the process that my LBs was supposed to have my back and they didn't, I didn't want to be associated with it, bro. You know, and I just seen all the money that I be paying for paid friends and shit, you know.
That's what my partner always said. I ain't paying for friends, you know. So I kind of just like opted out. Fuck that, you know. I know what I earned. I know what what I did. I know that I was supposed to cross automatically. I broke the board, bitch. You know. I was the tail, the captain. I was the heart of the fucking line. And y'all gonna do me this shit like this after all the shit I done stepped in and took for y'all, and lived up to what I was supposed to do. That's some bitch ass shit, Chuck. Some bitch ass shit, AD. You know, AD Square, spring of '03. Oh, well, fall of '03. Correction. Fall of '03. Bitches.